Welcome to the Emerald Arc. This is our first episode, the inaugural episode. I am your host, Blackhawk, and this is your one stop shop for everything Pro Wrestling Noah Weekly. So, to get it started, I thought I'd do a little introduction and how I came to Pro Wrestling Noah, and then we can get into the start of the Junior Tag League, which starts at the end of the week. To start, Um, I fell in love with Pro Wrestling Noah about 2 years ago. Uh, WWE was my prime source of wrestling. And I was looking for an alternative because I wasn't gelling with everything they were doing. I enjoyed a majority of it. That was a really good year for WWE, but I had a feeling that it would not go so well forever and wanted to find somewhere else to go when it did go bad. And well, it did go bad. And I'm grateful for Pro Wrestling Noah to be that next step up, I guess, in my wrestling journey. I'm a big fan of the style that they do. Um, yes, sir, Moxley, we are back. Big fan of the style that they use. Um, I like the wrestlers. The guys are great. Um, they do some really good stories over there. And we'll get into that, especially when they come up. Um, but overall, big fan of Pro Wrestling Noah, and nobody was really doing anything for them stateside, as far as I could tell, outside of one podcast. It's every other week, kind of. Um, so I took it upon myself to say, why not do one weekly? So here we are. They shouldn't be too long. We shouldn't be here forever. Um, Maybe later on. Today probably won't be very long, or this episode won't be very long. Mostly because it's just a lot of setup and a lot of discussion on what's coming next. Um, Team 2000K is your home team. Yeah, Team 2000K, 2000X. I don't know why I said K. 2000X. I don't know. they they definitely feel like a home team for some, especially if you're a fan of the House of Torture over in New Japan. There's a lot of similarities over there. But let's get started on the tag team or the junior tag league. They do have Yoshitatsu. Uh so to start, let's go over the participating teams. We have Daga and Daki Odashima, Dragon Bane and Alejandro, which if you didn't know, Dragon Bane recently turned on his brother, um, Alpha Wolf. So that's very, very interesting to see. I can't wait for them to get a matchup soon. Atushi Kotage, I hope I'm saying that right, and High 69, Amasuka and Blackman Sore, Mark True and Kirian Lacey, Tadasuke and Jun Masakoa, Alpha Wolf and Kai Fujimura, and Ida Katsumui they didn't put the end there. Ida and Katsumui Inabita. So it's shaping up. They've got some really good teams in this. They've got a progress team, and I believe both of them participated in the uh, the junior tournament they had at the end of the year, if I remember right. I know Kieran Lacey did. Can't remember if Mark True did. Needed to fact check that. Um, but the schedule, they should cover. It does cover all of February as long as they have the dates stay the same. Um, yeah, the Progress partnership is great. Especially the matches they brought over to Noah. The Saxon Huxley and Will Cruz match that they had a couple weeks ago, or at the New Year show, which I guess is a couple weeks ago, was a great match. It's a fantastic match. First off, and we'll cover this next week, is the 2-6 Friday Kurikan Hall opening match. be live streaming on Wrestle Universe. Then they'll go to 11 Wednesday for Kurikan Hall. That one is broadcast on a Beema, so it won't be live on Wrestle Universe if you are looking for that. Um, yeah, I hope to see Will Cruz and Noah Moore too. Um, I think he has a very, very bright future ahead of him if he keeps up the pace that he's going. Will Cruz will be a big name to look out for in the future. Then 214 Saturday, uh, Shinagawa Prince Hotel Club, uh, live streaming on Wrestle Universe. I can't tell if they're doing two. They said daytime and night, unless they're just streaming it twice. I'm looking at the schedule on the Noah website. Yeah, he does have a lot of potential to be young Jonah. Um, and we see where Jonah is now. So I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Um, let's see. All right, so 10 or 220 Friday, Hiroshima Industrial Hall, live on Wrestle Universe. 221 Sun Arena, live on Wrestle Universe. 222 Grand Messi Kumamoto D Hall, live on Wrestle Universe. There's some crazy names for the places they're going. 223 Monday, across Fukuoka Event Hall. I butchered that. I'm so sorry. 3-1 Sunday, Kurikan Hall, back in Kurikan Hall. And everything but next Wednesday will be live on Wrestle Universe. So it should be pretty easy to access, and you can enjoy the chat room with the Japanese fans as long as you speak Japanese. I have tried to get in there and talk before, and there's no translation feature, unfortunately. So I did say a couple of things, and I don't think anybody ever noticed. They do. They will go to Fukuoka. Um, that's Monday, 223. Um, it's the final round is at Fukuoka, and then Kurikan Hall takes the championship match. So um, they've got a pretty good slate ahead of them. It's not a crazy tournament, kind of like the G1, but I think we'll have a lot of fun with this one. Um, so next week we will cover the 2-6 Friday event, um, as well as Monday Magic. So be looking out for that. Um, so the tag league matches we'll get is Daga and Daki Otoshima versus Alpha Wolf and Kai Fujimura. Then Dragon Bane and Alejandro versus Mark True and Kieran Lacey. Atashiki Koge and High 69 versus Amasuka and Black Mansoor. And Tazuke and Jun Masakoa versus Ita and Katsumi Inabita. So that'll be a lot of fun. As well as they've got a couple other matches on the card. Yoshiki Inamura, Galeno, and Manabu Sia versus Ozawa Masakitayama and Takeshiki Sugiura. And then we have LTJ versus WRS. Super fun. Tetsuya Naito versus and Bushi with their unnamed quad or 6X partner. Nobody knows who that is. Versus Kenta, Hayata, and Tetsuya Endo. And then another 8-man tag team match with Naomichi Marufuji, Kanoa, Ohara Hajime, Oyega Hayato, Kaito Kitayama, or versus Kaito Kitayama, Hayato Ki, Hiroto Tsuruya, and Aoi Takahashi. Gosh, I butchered that. So the event's gonna be a a good one, a long one. Should be a lot of fun. And then we'll also talk about Monday Magic. Monday Magic is at Shinjuku Face. And as always, we won't know what's happening until it happens. So it should be should be a lot of fun um heading up this week. Not a ton of news coming out of this weekend. But we can go over the most recent results, which would be Monday Magic. So I did watch Monday Magic. I don't have the results on the website because I don't remember them. Oops. Monday Magic was a lot of fun. It's always fun. Um, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I was on the wrong page. Okay, yeah. So they had 6-man tag match with Alejandro, Dragon Kid, and Peregrine Falcon. Um, also known as Hayabusa. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I was just looking at him. Um couldn't think of that one. Versus Hayata, Mazada, and Suji Kondo. Um that match was really fun, from what I remember. Um Alejandro did pick up the win over Mazada, um, with a single crab leg hold. Interesting. Um, I did really enjoy this. Um, I feel like I should have probably prepared for this, but I didn't think I would go through everything so fast. I was gonna try to make it for 30 minutes and we've only been for 16. Tag match, Yoshiki Inamura and Kaito Kitayama. Or no, brain fart. Tag match, Yoshiki Inamura and Titus Alexander versus Kaito Kitayama and Iker Navarro. Titus Alexander is a mainstay on the Monday Magic roster. And for good reason. He's really good. Yoshiki Inamura, also very, very good. Current GHC champion, heavyweight champion. Kaito Kitayama, I could talk about him for a little while. Um, I feel like he needs to go on excursion. I honestly think he's kind of lost his light, I guess. Um, it just doesn't seem like he's having fun anymore. And even like when he struggled previously, it still seemed like he was having fun. Um, it kind of sucks. Hope he kind of figures that out soon. Yeah, they definitely have overexposed him. That's 100% true. Um, and without like a major injury, which I do not wish on him at all, they've got to get him off the card. They've got to give him a break. They've got to let him breathe or let him go somewhere else where um he's not the front and center main attraction anymore. Um which I don't even know where that would be. He's doing the next MLW show. They're trying to make him like the next Okada, but instead of 10 years, they try to do it in 2. Yeah, I agree. You can't push something like Okada. Uh, you can't speed that up. That takes time to build and time to build rapport and time to um make sure the fans buy in. Now the fans bought in on Kaito, don't get me wrong. They love Kaito, but for a lasting effect, you've got to give it time and you've got to let it breathe. Um, Okada didn't become the rainmaker overnight. And Kaito can't be your ace overnight either. Um, but yeah, I think even like a small excursion, they have progress. They have a really good partnership with Progress. Send them to Progress. Let him work the European circuit for a little bit. They even have that partnership with NXT. He's having what you could call the Jey Uso effect. I agree. Yes. Yes. Kaito Kitayama is having the Jey Uso effect. Somebody who was once beloved, um, that got pushed to the moon way too fast, um, and is now just a little bit annoying. Like I think he's still got all the skill in the world. Um, and if he really wants to do it, he can do it. But yeah, I think he's gotta take a break. He's gotta go somewhere else. And I say that with all the love in my heart for Kaito. Because I want to see him succeed and I want to see him be the big name I think he can be. Um, this is how we got Balloon Okada. uh, but yeah, I think I think Kaito's got a really good future ahead of him if he can maybe just take a break right now. Um, moving on, we had a 6-woman tag match with Great Sakia, Zones, and Amare versus Miyuki Takase, Momono Mio, and Hibiscus Me. Sorry, I don't know these women as well. So the name I'm tripping up over the names a little bit. Um Fun fact, Great Sakia is Great Muda's daughter. And she is fantastic. I've seen her on a number of events. Very, very good. To be fair, all the women in this match were very, very good. Um, but Great Sakia, I'm surprised she's not on a bigger promotion, I guess you could say. I'm not even sure what promotion she officially works for. Of course, I don't have any data on her. Let's see. Let's see what the interwebs tells us about her. Uh, Cage Match Treasures Marvelous. Okay. I don't watch a ton of Marvelous, so that's probably why I didn't know. I feel like she was working somewhere else last time I looked into this. Let's see. She's done DPW? That's crazy. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what she was working for last time I looked into her, but she's worked DPW. That's insane. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to go find that. Um I never really got into DPW, and when I was starting to think about getting into it, they shut down. So I'll probably get into it eventually, and watch it because I don't think they have a ton of events. Like it's a good amount, but it's not something that would take me forever to go through, like the WWE catalog or anything like that. DPW is Elite Ball. I have only heard that, so I haven't heard a negative thing about DPW. Um, but yeah, it is unfortunate that they had to close up shop. Um, I don't think I ever found out why, or if they even announced why. Um, but DPW is no more. The podcast still going on. Deadlock Pro. Um, they're going through Lucha Underground right now, which is pretty exciting. So if you haven't ever listened to that, go listen to that. It's pretty fun. Um, then we get to a 3-way tag match with Tetsuya Endo and Nathan DeWind. Um, yeah, probably talent issues and poaching of talent, most likely. Yeah, I could see that. Um, I mean, that sucks, but that's also part of the wrestling business. Is if you're not one of the top promotions, you know, your talent's probably going to get poached by somebody who can pay them more, which sucks. But that's just the way the world works. Um, I'm shocked GCW's kind of lasted as long as it has, but their team seems to be pretty loyal to Effie and the GCW crew. So I don't know, but um, Yeah, the DPW locker room was incredibly talented. Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing where some of those guys land if they stay on the Indies. Let's see, they lost Devon Evans and Lucky Ollie in a single year. Um, yeah, that's true. And Jake something, he was on DPW a lot. I know. Uh, Now he's with AEW. Um, I'm sure a lot of those guys will find a good home. Um, all right, but three-way tag match: Tetsuya Endo versus and Nathan DeWind versus Daisuke Sekimoto, Jack Morris versus Haruto Ki and Danny Duggan. GCW is kind of like the bottomless roster because yeah, that's fair. Their top guys are staying around, but they'll they'll fill a card with anybody who can wrestle. Um, Three-way tag match. It was fine. Um, I do really like Tetsuya Endo and Jack Morris. Um, the the finish was pretty good. Nathan DeWind hit a Firebird splash into a shrimp hold. Um, so pretty decent, pretty good match. And then we have Galeno versus Blackman Soar, beating him in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Um, Too short to get a rating on cage match. With a single leg crab hold. That seems to be a very popular finish. Um, According to this, is everything's been finished with a single leg crab hold, according to the Noah website, because I can't remember the finishes. Because it's been a week since I've watched this. um, See, I didn't take any notes on it. Um, but yeah, we got tag match, the finale. Yeah, single leg crab is vicious because even this one finishes in a single leg crab, according to them. And I think I honestly think this might be wrong. Um, I would have to go back and watch it because I don't know if that's on. Do they have the finishes on Cage Match? Um, let's see. Yeah, they don't have the finishes. Um, but it is kind of funny that they've got them all listed as single leg crab hole because I don't feel like I remember that being it. But then again, it has been a crazy week. In my neck of the woods, we've got in, like crazy ice storm. I was locked in my house up until like late Wednesday. Um, and then we've been playing catch up at work ever since then. Um, so it's been a wild last half of the week, uh, to say the least. Um, and we still have ice everywhere. Ice is all over the ground. I had to go into work for a minute today, and there's still ice all over the roads. Because I live in Mississippi, and we are not prepared for ice. We are never prepared for the cold weather, but I feel like we're getting close. Uh, but finally, tag match: Archie Cole and Dragon Bane versus Daga and Daki Odashima. Daki Odashima gets the win over Archie Cole with, you guessed it, single leg crab hold. um, I think Daki Oshima is the future of Noah. I hope they don't, explode him kind of like they did Kaito. They let him take his time and build him. He's a small fella, so I don't believe he will ever get up to the heavyweight division unless he just starts packing on weight. I think he's like 5'6". Says 165 centimeters. I don't know how to do that conversion, so we'll do that. Let's see, 5 centimeters to foot. Yeah, 5'4". So that's short, very short. But he's built like a ox at 5'4". So I don't really know. I don't think he'll be able to get up to the heavyweight division just because of his height. Um, but I think he will be their ace in the junior division, um, in the coming future for sure. Uh, if I remember right, all of the all the rookies this year are in the junior division, which I guess makes sense. Um, I don't remember what Noah's um weight limit for junior to heavyweight is, but I'm also very excited about some of these guys that got brought up. Um, Hopefully they perform well because Daki Yoshima was the first one that they brought up in a little while, I think, if I can remember right. He's the first one I really, really remember. Because he honestly, the first match I watched him, he who was he facing? Who was he? It was somebody that was much larger than him. Let me see. Um, oh, I think, yeah, I think it was the first time I watched a match with him was with Kanoa, and Kanoa beat the hell out of him. Kanoa was putting the brakes on him, um, and Daki just kept getting back up and kept fighting, and I was like, okay, I am behind this guy. He's a true underdog, and if he can capitalize on that, he can definitely fall into that category for a while as long as he keeps challenging the heavyweights. Let's see. Was another he fought Masa Kitayama like a week later. Um, you know, a little bit longer than a week. But that match was really good too because obviously Masa's massive. Um, and Daki Yoshima looked like a beast. Uh, didn't get the win. Didn't get the win. I don't think he got a solo win. Um, Let me see. Where's his first solo win? Was January 1st. Well, it's time limit draw, so don't really, I wouldn't really count that as a win. January 1st, 2025. That is not this year. Um, let's see. Golly, brother. I forgot he lost like every match. Oh, the Will Cruz match that he had, that one was pretty good. For a 5-minute match, that one was really enjoyable. Um, oh, he had a time limit draw at the Tanahashi Jam. Um, that's pretty sick. Um, Bro, has he not got a singles win yet? I feel like he has. Ah, here we go. Daiki Yoshimura versus Hajime Ohara. That's a time limit draw again. Brother, you got to start pinning people. Ah, here we go. 7-12. Daiki Yoshima defeats Yuto Kayagani, the Kaito Kinyoma 10-year anniversary show. So that's a long time going without a win. That's tough. Um, but proud of him for still being him through this all. Um, But yeah, I love Daki. Um, I think he's going to be really, really good in the future. I think that'll be it for today. Like I said, next week we'll go a little bit more in depth into the matches. We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about Monday Magic, um, and do some predictions. Um, I don't know. Let me see. I'm really betting on Daga and Daki Otoshima. I don't know about you guys, but if I were to put money on it, I would put money on them winning. Um, I know Team 2000X has two teams in the tournament, but yeah, I'm high on Daki and Daga. So make sure to check it out on Wrestle Universe. And I guess that's it. I will see you next Sunday for the Emerald Arc.